Having a wonderful day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and this is what we call Dr. Boyce Daily Stocks. And Dr. Boyce Daily Stocks is something that I wanted to put together to keep you guys abreast of what's happening in the stock market. I thought that I would spend each day spending a few minutes going through with you some of the biggest things happening in the market, things that you should pay attention to. And if you're listening anywhere, I hope you'll hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok at Boyce Watkins. What's going on, everybody, on TikTok? Also, this podcast is on Spotify, so you can look up Dr. Boyce Daily. You can look up the Dr. Boyce Breakdown, or my other podcast, How to Make Money Without Working. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Good to see you, and let's jump right into this conversation for today. Now, the first thing I wanted to tell you guys about is that there is a big warning with the market. Right now, the market is in danger of having a liquidity problem that could pop up in the summer. And so one of the things about liquidity, Yoshika Garner, I see you in there, Yoshika. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Is that liquidity is, as we talk about in our morning economic awareness training, liquidity is the ease with which you can convert an asset into cash. Some assets are very liquid, which means that you can just sell it on the market in a couple of seconds, like a share of stock. Some assets are highly illiquid, like real estate or painting or something like that. So liquidity is an important driver in market strength. And there is reason to believe that because the Fed is tightening up monetary policy, that there could be a liquidity problem for banks. When banks have a problem, the whole economy has a problem. So give me a yes if that makes sense. Let me know if you got the gist of what I was saying. And I see Yoshika just signed up for the Prime program. Good for you, Yoshika. I can't wait to see you in class. In case you want to know what the Prime program is, it is basically where we generate income. We solve an important problem for you. A lot of you are looking for ways to make income from your stocks without having to sell them. And so if you want to know what we do in the Prime program, just go to drboyceprime.com. It works really well. The students love it, and I think you're going to love it too. And also, there's a money back guarantee in case you don't. We don't ever want you to invest in anything in the Black Business School unless you are happy with what you got. So that's drboyceprime.com if you want to take a look at that. All right, so what else is happening in the market? So that's the first big thing. So I want to kind of get you ready for that, right? Because right now the market's doing really well, and when the market does really well, that's a danger. It's a big danger because people get comfortable. You know, things get easy. You get a little bit comfortable, and you think that the market can't go down, and then bam, then that sucker just hits you. So it's kind of messy. Now, before I move to the next topic, I want to ask everybody, give me a yes or no. How many of you are investing in stocks? Give me a yes if you're a stock market investor right now. And I see Shayna is bringing in the news. She just said that Donald Trump was found guilty on all counts in his criminal trial, making him a convicted felon. Okay, wow. So Trump has been convicted, apparently. All right, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm gonna go research that. In case you want to know what I think about it, I've always felt like Donald Trump was a criminal. But then again, though, I'm a cynic. I feel like all those politicians are dirty. So that's just my truth. All right. So if you're not a stock market investor, I hope that you'll get started. I mean, stock market investing is proven through one study after another to be the greatest wealth creator in America. It's the quickest way to build wealth in this society. And if you are interested in getting started with stocks, you're not sure what to do, we do have something. If you go to drboycestocks.com, I literally share the stocks with you that I actually like, the ones that I pick. So feel free to go to drboycestocks.com. It's called What Dr. Boyce is Buying. And that's literally where I pick about 5 or 6 stocks every week. So you can feel free to follow along with us if you'd like to. All right, so let's hop back in. Let me hit some more points here. Some other things that you might want to pay attention to with the market is that JP Morgan is also warning that there could be a recent stock market correction. They pointed out inflation, geopolitical issues, things like what's happening in Israel and Ukraine, and also higher treasury yields. Treasury yields going up. Why? Well, because prices are going down. Why? Well, because the Fed is expected to flood the market with treasury bills, which pushes the price down, which pushes the yields up. Don't worry about the mechanics of that. That's something we talk about more so in class. But generally speaking, all these are factors that could cause the market to kind of start to go right. So ultimately, protecting your portfolio might be something you want to do, especially if you're sitting on a lot of good money. NVIDIA, stocks like that have gone up a whole lot. I have shares of NVIDIA. And I still want to ride the wave because I think NVIDIA has a lot of upside to it, but at the same time, there's a lot of downside. The higher it goes, the bigger the fall. So if you want to know my 2 cents on what I'm doing, my NVIDIA shares, I'm hedging. I'm sort of preparing myself for the pending economic storm. So that's another variable that's out there in terms of predicting that the market could have some issues. Also, inflation is something that has been cited recently. There's a big concern that inflation rates could continue to go up, and that could affect economic stability and also oil prices. Oil prices have been very volatile, influenced by all the geopolitical developments and supply chain disruptions. These fluctuations are adding to the overall market uncertainty and impacting sectors dependent on energy prices. So really, most of this briefing for today would pretty much be focused around these catalysts or these potential black swan events that could really, really body slam your stocks. So my belief is that this might be the time to go ahead and store your nuts for the winter and kind of get prepared. And also the tech sector. There's a lot of resilience right now in the tech sector. AI is kind of creating the bright spot in the economy, with AI kind of coming along and creating all this potential growth. There is a belief that these tech companies are going to keep going up and up and up. But history shows that when that happens, that when one sector is doing really well, then in the next stage of the economy, that sector ends up doing poorly, right? So really what you want to do as an investor, in my view, is you want to look for those areas that are neglected so that when the spotlight gets shined on those areas, you're going to do a little bit better. And so if you want to know sort of some things that are out there, just text the word, pull out your phone, text the word stock to 87948, and I'll send you a list of AI stocks that I like. I'll also send you some other things from the Black Business School. So just text the word stock to 87948. All right, so let's see. Yoshika, one of my favorite people, has a question. She says, do you recommend buying into NVIDIA now or after the split? I don't think it matters. What you're referring to, Yashika, is what they call market timing. And when I was in grad school, they just pretty much told us, when we were reading most research papers I read pretty much told me that market timing does not typically work. So rather than stressing yourself out about whether you should do it now or do it later, I think a bigger question is, do you believe NVIDIA is going to continue to make more and more money over time? Do you think that they're going to continue to grow financially, or do you think they're going to go flat or south? And if you believe they're going to grow, then it could be a good investment, because typically if a company's revenues and profits grow over, say, a decade-long period, that ends up being a pretty good investment, right? So rather than trying to guess, I would just sort of take what I believe and look at some analyst ratings or whatever, and then just make an investment in that company. But really, even then, you really shouldn't be focused too much on any one company. You really want to look at a sector, right? Because it's much easier to predict that a sector is going to do well than it is to predict that a company is going to do well. Because, for example, 25 years ago, we knew the internet was going to be big. Everybody knew that. That was no secret. That was not, you didn't have to go to college or get a PhD to know that the internet was the next big thing. What you didn't know was which companies were going to control the internet. Remember, Cisco Systems was big back then. They're not as big as they used to be. You had companies like AOL. AOL was dominating the internet, but AOL doesn't dominate the internet anymore. A lot of the companies that dominate the internet now are companies that didn't even exist or were very small at that time. So rather than investing in a specific company, you'd want to be invested in a group of companies, in a portfolio, in some sort of fund that follows the whole internet. So with AI, I'm not going to sit here and say, go invest in NVIDIA or everybody go buy Microsoft. What I would say is get you a portfolio of AI stocks, buy into an AI mutual fund or something like that. Again, I have a list of AI stocks that I like. Again, if you pull out your phone, text the word stock to the number 87948. I will send you that list. I think that list comes to you in a day or so or something like that. It'll automatically come to you via text, and you'll get a lot of other free stuff from the Black Business School. So I hope you'll take a look at it. And we don't want to bother you, but we're here to help you in any way that we can. Okay, so anyway, I didn't want to spend a ton of time here today just sort of doing this. I wanted to kind of get in this habit of doing these sort of daily briefings on the things that I'm noticing in the market. I will continue to do this. I'm actually making this into like a little podcast on Spotify called Dr. Boyce Daily Stocks, where literally each day my goal will be to pop in for about 10 minutes, give you a quick briefing, let you know what's going on. And so you won't find it right now on Spotify, but in the next couple of days, it'll be set up as a podcast. And in case you want to know what I have going on Spotify and Apple, I have 3 podcasts. One is called the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. That's where I kind of lay into all the stuff that's interesting in the Black community, not just the financial stuff, but everything actually ends up linking to economics, ironically. But that's where we talk about everything from powernomics related issues to politics, all that. And then there's something called How to Make Money Without Working, where I specifically talk about ways to make money without working. That's why it's called How to Make Money Without Working, because there are ways to make money without working. And then this Dr. Boyce Daily Stocks, which is something fun I wanted to do just to keep you briefed on the stock market. Now, I see you're asking me about a specific stock, SCMI. Without having that information in front of me, I can't give you an assessment of that stock. However, again, if you go to drboycestocks.com, you'll see some stocks that I like and stuff like that. All right, so hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe on your way out. I'm going to go look into this Donald Trump thing. God bless you guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.